Guys, welcome back to Broke Not Broken, and today I'm bringing you a frugal, very simple recipe that is a crowd pleaser in my home. It is rice pizza, and it's brought to you by the Campbell's Cookbook. That's right, it uses pantry staples, cheese, eggs, and you can add whatever leftover meat you have kicking around. So if you have rice already pre-cooked, 3 cups in the fridge, this is a good time to reuse it and make something awesome out of it. Before we get going on this recipe, it does come from the 1983 version of this soup, well before people were making rice pizzas. Now here's the recipe. I am going to be making it slightly different. We are not going to be using any meat in this recipe. You're also going to want to preheat your oven to 450 in order to make your crust and your pizza. Now here are my supplies already laid out. There's 2 cups of assorted cheeses that were leftover little knobs in my fridge, used up. I have some old cheddar here for my crust, green and yellow pepper, onion. Now these are canned mushrooms. You can use canned items, so if your kids hate vegetables, this is a good way of shoving them in. And about a teaspoon of assorted seasoning. Now this is Italian seasoning and a little bit of garlic powder. Now in my Pyrex, you can see I have rice. I'm using leftover jasmine rice, and there's 3 cups here. We're going to be adding eggs and the cheddar cheese to this. Now these 2 eggs have been beaten slightly. Give a cup of cheddar. Now you're just going to stir well to combine, and then you're going to add it to a pizza tray or whatever tray you got kicking around. You don't own a pizza pan? Cool. Use a baking sheet or a cookie pan. Now you're going to want to turn this out onto my pizza pan here, and spread it out and push it down as hard as possible onto the pan to form a crust. Now it should look something like that, and it will go into your preset oven that's been set at 450 for 15 minutes. While that's in the oven, I'm just going to prep my soup. Get it in this little Pyrex bowl here, and I'm going to add to it the herbs of choice. You can do whatever you want. You could add hot sauce to this if you want. This recipe is incredibly versatile, so if you've got rotisserie chicken or ham, etc. in your fridge, luncheon meat, you can add whatever you want as a topping. The recipe calls for sausage, but I don't have any, so I'm not using any. All we're doing is we're just going to mix this up, and then once the crust comes out, then we're going to add this on top, and then our toppings of choice. Now that it's been baked off for the 15 minutes, we're going to start topping it. First things first is the sauce. Hope if I had the bowl the right way. I'm going to just jam it all in the center and spread her out like I was icing a cake here. All right. Should look like that. So now that I have all the veggie elements on, we're going to add the cheese, and we're going to get it right back in the oven for another 15 minutes. So now that it's all cheesed up, it's ready to go in the oven. Yes, my oven needs to be cleaned, but it's going in. A dirty oven is just a sign that you've been cooking and using your appliances. Now, this is another meal I use to get more vitamins, minerals, vegetables, etc. into my children. It's a simple, cheeky way of doing it. They love pizza. They love rice, not so much vegetables. Cheese is obviously a thing. And there is protein in it because of the eggs. This is also a mom win because you're able to use up the scamps in your fridge and make something awesome out of it. So if you're liking this kind of content from me, guys, please let me know. I'll show you how good this looks, and it tastes just as good as it looks. It's amazing. It's very filling, and it will be gone within seconds of my children spotting this. Now, the inspiration for this recipe actually came from the cookbook, but came from a TikTok I watched. I watched a mother who had been recently to a local food pantry and had miscellaneous items such as rice, soups, etc., but nothing really chimed with each other. And this is one way of using those canned goods to make a proper meal for your family when you're in rough times. It's also a great way of stretching out things you've already cooked up and saving the difference as opposed to going and getting takeout. And thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the flip flop.